Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-511-5493. That's 800-511-5493. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
When you're handling an estate or an inherited home, the decisions can feel overwhelming. At Homebuyers of Pittsburgh, we help families through this every single week. We make a quick, fair cash offer on the home, coordinate any cleanouts, help you through the process, and we'll buy it in its current condition. No pressure, no surprises. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for help selling today. That's 412-500-9057 for help selling today.
Homebuyers of Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's local trusted homebuyer since 2015.
Keeping up with bills can be tough, but you don't have to do it alone. Duquesne Light Company's Customer Assistant Program helps income-qualified customers lower their monthly electric bills. The employees at Duquesne Light realize these are difficult times, and they're committed to supporting our communities. Applying is simple. Just visit DuquesneLight.com/CAP and apply online. Don't wait. See if you qualify today. At Duquesne Light Company, they are here to help when you need it most.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact-check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, this is Father Tom Burke of the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Join me for Catholic Education Plus this Sunday morning at 6:30 as we spotlight our Catholic schools and faith formation programs. Catholic Education Plus is sponsored by Sam and Judy Spanos and the Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
He's downright entertaining, and he's on the voice of Pittsburgh. Michael Bartley, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Okay, it's a short show tonight. I'm sorry about that, but here we go. And I want you guys to be heard. And don't forget, I'm not here tomorrow night because I have to do the morning show on Friday morning. And I can't be here till 10:30 at night and being here at 5 o'clock in the morning. I can, but it's against the rules and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Bishop and Denora. Bishop, you were number one in the hit parade. Go ahead, Bishop.
All right, let's go there. Brother Bartley, number one, what is going on with that budget, and why did they not pay that water bill, just throwing that budget out of whack, and why this mayor has to go and find out where the money's coming from, who's going to be taxed, who's going to be cut. I feel sorry for Corey.
I do too. I do too, and it made me mad that one of the progressive council people was quoted today on our air talking about, well, he's the mayor now, and she couldn't admit that this was an issue back then. And I'm sorry. I think they were being disingenuous. They're finding more things that were not transparent.
Well, this is not good.
That's not good. It's not right. It's not right.
I'm surprised that the other the transitional teams, unless it was hidden now, which is me criminal in my opinion, they didn't pick up on that. But let me go to my other point. I'll let you comment on that. Let it sink in your mind for a minute. I'm just surprised that the transitional teams did not pick up unless it was hidden intentionally. My other point, what's her name, who's getting grilled today?
Gabbard?
Gabbard. She should do the right thing possible for her, humanly possible, and the right thing that she would be on the right side of history. She needs to go to that White House by tomorrow morning and say, I'm resigning. She knows it's not right. That guy, good, bad, or indifferent, that just resigned, the intelligence guru, who was right. He's standing on the right side of history. Iran, and I try to tell other people from this station here, and I hope Craig calls in too, that Iran posed no threat to the United States. Listen, I stand with Israel on a lot of things. Unless you're being fired upon, they didn't fire upon them, and they didn't fire upon us. We should not be in this war. She should do the right thing, Brother Bartlett, and resign. Unless she got some money issue or she want to stay in the spotlight, she's never going to be presidential. I think that she should resign and be on the right side of history with that gentleman who just resigned, the intelligence guru. And number three, and I'll close with this. We need to get these prices, $3.99 at one of the gas stations where I live at in Bell Vernon. I live in Denora, but we get gas over there. I'm going out tonight after I talk to you and get some gas. It's already $3.79 as the cheapest place that I go to. I mean, we're going to be paying well over $4. Everything is going up, and everybody talked about Biden. This is a disgrace, and it needs to stop right now. Talk to you, Brother Brian.
All right, thanks so much, Bishop. Thanks for your opinion. And our network, our CBS Network News reported the average price went up 86 cents since the war started. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Wow. No wonder I was in shock today trying to book a trip, a flight. Oh my. All right, news coming up, and I'll get right back to the phones. We have a short show tonight. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Lenny McAllister.
Start with the gas prices. They're hitting 3-year highs. Americans are getting to a point in time where they're going to ask questions not just about, is this a geopolitical wise thing to do to attack Iran now? Gas prices are not just you getting gas in your car and going someplace for spring break. This is going to be groceries, other types.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Make 380 Auction of Murraysville your next stop for name brand furniture. Stop in and compare their quality and pricing. 380 Auction has name brand furniture for less. Before you buy, shop 380 and save on your next furniture purchase. 380 Auction is open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Sunday noon to 5 p.m., or call 724-339-3132. That's 724-339-3132, or log on to shop380.com and save.
Larry Richard for Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory. Refresh your home with beautiful custom window treatments made in Lachina's Pittsburgh factory. No middlemen, just unbeatable factory direct prices. Save on blinds, shades, shutters, and more. Professionally measured and installed by Lachina. Call 412-665-4900 or go to lachinadrapery.com to schedule a free shop at home appointment or visit one of Lachina's 2 showrooms. Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory. The quality you deserve, prices you'll appreciate.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Ready to start thinking like Wall Street without leaving Main Street? Tune in Sunday mornings at 6:30 for a slice of advice with Kelton Burgess. Right here on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
Time for more of those magical March savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, center cut bone-in pork loin chops or roast for $2.49 a pound. In the produce department, easy to peel wonderful halos, 3-pound bags, $3.99 each. In our deli department, available every Friday, Coons battered fish sandwiches, $11.99 each. Additional savings this week, Fiora 12 roll bath tissue, $3.99 each.
At Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania is committed to the communities they serve, ensuring that all their customers stay safe and warm in their homes during the cold winter months. To ensure that no one goes without heat when the temperatures drop, Columbia Gas offers energy efficiency and bill payment assistance programs to make their customers' lives easier. To learn more about the valuable services available through Columbia Gas, call 1-888-460-4332 or visit online at columbiagaspa.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Michael Toscano, Director of National Intelligence. Tulsi Gabbard told the Senate Intelligence Committee that the Iranian regime, quote, appears to be intact but largely degraded by ongoing U.S. and Israeli strikes. That comment came as senators received the annual Worldwide Threats Assessment with testimony from a panel of top intelligence leaders. More from CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
Senators pressed the officials on whether the president was sufficiently briefed on the consequences for the Strait of Hormuz. Gabbard said it was a long-standing assessment that Iran would hold the strait as leverage, but she declined to detail any of the briefings.
Attorney General Pam Bondi was also on Capitol Hill defending the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein files.
We did our very best to comply with the law. And of course, we don't want any victim to be further victimized. And that's why we had 500 attorneys with the Criminal Division, with the National Security Division, with the FBI working around the clock to do the best we could.
House Democrats walked out of the closed-door briefing of the Oversight Committee held with Bondi. Correspondent Chris Van Cleve reports dangerous heat is baking much of the West.
A West Coast winter warm-up that feels more like the sizzle of summer. Triple-digit heat is expected across parts of the West, sending people along the coast to the beach and those inland indoors.
We had May sometimes with 90 to 100 degree weathers, but not in March. This is ridiculous.
The Phoenix area hit 100 degrees earlier than any other year in recorded history, and already firefighters have been responding to heat emergencies on local hiking trails.
Phoenix had its first 100-degree high of the year today, and that's the earliest that's ever happened. 41-year-old Mohammed Nazir Pakitwal, a migrant from Afghanistan, is the 12th person this year to die while being detained by federal immigration officials. Correspondent Camilo Montoya Galvez talked with his brother.
I received a call. They told me, we arrested your brother, and he wants to talk to you.
What did he tell you?
He said, Nasir, I don't know where am I right now, and I'm not feeling well.
What do you think happened?
That's my question. Why is he dead?
ICE says he died at a local hospital and is investigating.
The Federal Reserve kept its key interest rate unchanged today. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said the issue is inflation.
The implications of events in the Middle East for the U.S. economy are uncertain. In the near term, higher energy prices will push up overall inflation, but it is too soon to know the scope and duration of the potential effects on the economy.
This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 Hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
A new study on ancient societies finds that shared, inclusive government was more common than we once believed.
Lead study author Gary Feynman says many societies developed ways to give ordinary people a voice, and more democratic societies had open urban spaces.
People can exchange information, they can exchange goods, they can express themselves.
But in places where all roads run toward the ruler's residence,
that may be associated with a more autocratic regime.
Feynman says societies dependent on revenue controlled by leaders tended to become more autocratic. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
A year after his death, a generative AI version of Val Kilmer will co-star in an independent film. It's called As Deep as the Grave. Producers say Kilmer signed on to perform in the movie but was not able to follow through because of his health. He died last April from pneumonia at the age of 65. Michael Toscano, CBS News.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll have a couple of flurries around early this evening, otherwise mainly cloudy. We'll get down to 34 tonight. It will be cloudy with a stray shower tomorrow, high 52. An early shower tomorrow night, otherwise partly to mostly cloudy, low 36. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Okay, welcome back. It's a Wednesday evening. Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh. Don't forget, I'm not here tomorrow night. I'm sorry about that because I'm doing the morning show on Friday. All right? So I only have till 10 o'clock tonight. So if you're on hold, you're in, because I like people to have ample time to get their thoughts across. So I'm not taking any more calls tonight because we only have an hour left. Let me just comment very quickly. The last caller, Bishop, about the previous mayoral administration. So I'm just saying, my friend Andy Sheehan with Channel 2, who's the investigative reporter there, did a really nice job with Dan Gilman, who's Corey O'Connor, the Mayor O'Connor's chief of staff. And I've known Dan for years, done a lot of things with him. And one of the examples was the Gainey administration budgeted for the remodeling and opening of the bathhouse on the south side, which is a landmark, and people go swimming there, and it's a centerpiece in a vibrant neighborhood in Pittsburgh. They didn't budget for any staff. Nobody. No lifeguard, no building maintenance. You got to clean the place, don't you? I guess, no, nothing. And that's just one example of what they're finding. That really got under my skin. And so don't be pointing fingers at Corey O'Connor right now. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's doing a really good job. I think he really is. All right, to the phones. Anthony in Oakland. Anthony, you're on KDK. Welcome back. Anthony, you there? Anthony? I can't hear it. Wait a minute. Let me try him again. All right, I'll go out of order then, okay? Okay. Andy and Butler. Andy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good. I got you. I couldn't hear Anthony. Anthony, Greg's dealing with that, so stay right there. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, I was just saying I didn't hear Anthony either.
No, I didn't.
Right, but that's strange too, because he's usually really prompt. He's usually right there.
He'll be right after you.
Oh, good. I look forward to hearing what he has to say. So you were talking about booking a flight.
Yeah.
Making summer vacation plans and how the cost of the tickets is going up. How are you planning on getting on that flight whenever all the TSA workers are calling off sick?
I talked about that earlier, Andy. I talked about that earlier. It's a disaster.
Are you going in 24 hours earlier to wait for TSA?
You know what they're telling people now? Go in 4 hours earlier, and I think it's a disgrace. I do.
So what you're saying is that the Democrats are going to stop holding up the budget process.
I said,
and get the budget passed so that TSA can go to work?
I said that the Democrats and the Republicans need to come together to work it out. I don't care what they have to do, just work it out. Is it a good thing that 300 TSA agents already quit? No. Is it a good thing that tens of thousands, hundreds of them, thousands of them are calling in sick? No. Work it out and do it.
Well, who's holding it up?
I listen. The Republicans won't compromise on the Homeland Security bill, and the Democrats won't compromise either. They're both holding it up.
No. Okay. One side is one side is in power, the other side's not in power. It's not for the party in power to compromise. When Democrats are in power, they never compromise. Never. Okay? But look, I don't care. I don't fly. But I think it's funny, you're like, airline prices are expensive because of the price of oil, and yeah, you're not going to get in the plane anyway because there's not going to be any TSA workers there to clear you.
I think by the end of May, I'm hoping there are.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Yeah.
I know Democrats want to talk about let's fund everything else except ICE, and Republicans are like, no, we're not going to do that. You fund all of it or none of it. And I agree with them because if you start piecemealing it out, then what you've got is effectively you've got a line item veto. Okay, and if they want a line item veto, give that power to the president. I'm sure he'd be happy to have it. So the only way TSA is going to go back to work is if your side decides that they're going to play ball. Because right now they're saying we're not going to do it. Okay, I know you want to phrase it as both sides, but that's not really the case. Okay, and one other thing I heard today too, both Democrats and Republicans in the House wanted Pam Bondi to come and testify. It wasn't just Republicans. It wasn't just Democrats. It was both Republicans and Democrats in a rare bipartisan thing said, Pam Bondi, we want you to come back in and testify. You know that, right?
Yeah. I was glad. I was very glad to see it.
And then what I hear today is all the Democrats walked out of the closed door meeting.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that part. Go ahead. Tell us about it.
Actually, I just heard that on the news break before I came on.
Mm-hmm. I was out of the studio. Go ahead.
Obviously, from CBS, the CBS news break that comes on here, in between. I heard the snippet then that the Democrats all walked out of the closed door meeting. Now, closed door meetings are where you hear the things that they can't say to the public. You know what I mean? Things that are classified information, national security type information, the kind of information that we only trust to our elected representatives because we know the general population shouldn't hear everything that goes on in the government. Do you agree with that statement?
Democrats on the House Oversight Committee walked out of a closed-door briefing from Attorney General Pam Bondi about the Jeffrey Epstein files today, leaving what California Congressman Robert Garcia called an outrageous fake hearing after Bondi refused to commit to honoring a subpoena to testify under oath. So she's not going to testify? I'd walk out too.
She was there at the hearing.
I'd walk out too, but she's not going to testify?
She was there at the hearing. Okay? She was there to testify. She was at the hearing. All right? To answer questions.
We asked her multiple times, are you going to come and speak with us under oath? And she would not say yes.
Okay.
So she came to the meeting. She came to the meeting, but she didn't agree to testify. Right. I guess that's the way I understand it. Go ahead.
Well, you know what? Just ask her the questions that you want to ask her. Okay?
They've asked her questions that they want to ask her, Andy, and you know what her answer was? Look at the stock market, is what she said.
How do you know? Were you in the closed door meeting today?
No. I'm telling you what she said. I'm telling you what, Andy. I'm telling you what she said in the past. She doesn't answer questions. She's crazy.
I don't care what she said in the past, okay? And I don't care what she says in open speech for the entire American public to hear. She was in a closed-door meeting.
Yeah.
Okay? But which is, you have closed-door meetings because you're going to talk about things that are classified and that you can't talk about in the open, right?
Yeah.
They misunderstood what was going on in a closed-door meeting. She was already in the meeting. Just ask her the questions you want to ask her, okay? Because here's the thing. You can't lie to Congress. That's a crime.
Correct.
Right?
That's correct.
Correct. So she doesn't need to say, I hereby swear that I'll tell you the truth, because the fact is she's already in the meeting, and if she lies, it's already a crime. So you just ask her the questions you want to ask her, and I guess if you're a Democrat, you hope she lies, so then you can bring out your evidence that she did lie and get her in trouble. But Democrats didn't do that. They were just like, well, if you can't promise to tell the truth without realizing you're already in the meeting, you're already there at a closed-door meeting, okay? It's already understood you're not allowed to lie, and if you get caught in a lie, you're in trouble.
Correct.
So why then did they have to go on this? Well, if you won't swear to tell us what we want to hear, we're going to walk out.
Because she wouldn't. Because she wouldn't. She wouldn't go under oath. So what are you purporting that? What are you purporting that she wanted to lie?
No.
And she didn't want to speak under oath because she didn't want to lie because she's a liar?
Doesn't matter if she was under oath or not. She's not allowed to lie.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
She's in front of Congress in a closed-door meeting. It doesn't matter if she was under oath or not. She's not allowed to lie, okay? It's not testifying in front of Congress is not testifying in court, okay? It's not a judicial procedure. It's all right. It's a legislative procedure, not a judicial procedure. It's not court. It's not under the same rules of court. Okay, it's not a courtroom. There's not a judge there. There's no reason for her to swear to anything. But the rules that are in place are still there that says you're testifying before Congress. You're not allowed to lie to them.
Andy,
so the swearing in part was BS.
So who cares? Why are you in the weeds on this? Who cares?
I'm not in the weeds on this. Why did Democrats walk out of something over something that was meaningless?
Because she wouldn't decide to go. She wouldn't decide to testify. That's pretty simple. Now, before you go, and this is great.
She wouldn't testify.
All right, you made your point. You made your point. All right, Andy, you made your point. I'm not letting you go.
You didn't make yours.
I don't need to.
You've got no point to make.
Well, because there's no point to make. It's stupid. It's in the weeds, and doesn't mean anything. Andy,
I thought you Democrats were.
It doesn't, all Andy. Nobody. Why would anybody care? They walked out of a meeting. Who cares? They walked out of a meeting
every day, everywhere.
You haven't seen Republicans walk out of a meeting?
And have you heard me say, boy, they were so smart to walk out of that meeting?
No, I have not. Did you hear me say how smart they were? No. Before you go, I want you to answer a question. What did you think of did you watch Tulsi Gabbard today?
Watched highlights of it, didn't watch it live.
All right. Okay. When you heard about this guy, Joe Kent, who was her number 2, a veteran, saying the Iran war had no imminent threat and the U.S.-Israeli air campaign was unnecessary, what was your response to that?
One, I don't know who Joe Kent is, all right, as far as what his bona fides are to make those decisions. And you can find analysts on any side of the issue that you want to find an analyst on any side of the issue. Let me ask you a question.
Good answer. Good answer.
Let me ask you a question then, okay?
Hurry it up.
How come Jasmine Crockett couldn't actually vet the guy that got shot for impersonating a police officer with a criminal background? She says, we didn't find anything else. How come she couldn't vet her own security detail properly?
Do
you think she wanted the guy because he's a thug?
I have no idea.
Oh, good answer.
Thanks, Andy. Have a good night. All right. Thank you, Andy. Have a good night. Okay. All right. Now, I got to that went long. I got to take my break. If you're on hold, you're in. Stay right there.
Your source for official traffic information. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Hello, this is Sarah Botkin, president of Botkin Family Wealth Management. I've been lucky in my life, and I'm grateful to the clients who've helped make our family-owned business a success. But like most of us, my beginnings weren't glamorous. I remember Ovi and I driving home from our small wedding ceremony 20 years ago when we spotted a great-looking grill out by the dumpster of our apartment. Should we change first or grab it now, Ovi asked. Now, I said, we don't want to lose it. In the pouring rain, we loaded that dirty grill into the back of our car, Ovi in his tux and me in my white dress, and we enjoyed it for the next 3 years. In those days, Ovi would drive me to work to save on parking and to spend time together since he worked nights as a waiter. Those were lean days, but they were filled with love, and remembering them makes me appreciate our blessings today. At Botkin Family Wealth Management, we're interested in hearing your story because understanding your beginnings is an important part of appreciating what it took to get where you are today. Visit us at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Folks, John Perry is a good friend and a great lawyer. One of the best lawyers. His record of verdicts and settlements proves this. His team, superstars, also amazing. Mike Calder, his partner, and his sons, Alex and Trevor. Let me tell you this. They're feared by doctors and insurance companies. They have doctors on staff. Perry Calder Law, caringlawyers.com, 412-281-4200. I challenge you to go to their webpage and check out the mind-blowing verdicts.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. You've heard the stories. Now talk about them with Michael Bartley. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So the Post-Gazette has a story tonight. Fetterman's going to be a no as Senate Republicans debate the new voting restrictions. You know, Trump wants that bill. He's going to be a no. Yeah, because mail-in voting works in Pennsylvania. It works in Florida. It works in Texas. Works in Republican places. And you know, I know they want ID for voting, but they hate mail-in voting. That they want to get rid of that, and that's not going to happen. There's no way. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think. Okay, back to the phones. Cynthia in Florida. Cynthia, wait, are you laughing?
Hey, Michael.
Hey, I'm getting texts saying you and Andy were on fire tonight. Yeah. I love when Andy. And people get mad at me. Democrats get mad at me, and I love talking to Andy because he gets me going. I love it.
But
I think I get him going, and I get him going for sure. Wouldn't you agree?
When he said he doesn't fly, that tells me all I need to know.
I know. I forgot to ask him about that. He's a driver, I think. He drives, yeah.
He doesn't travel anywhere?
But anyway. But he was,
he's not invested. He's not invested in this economy the way most of us are. And, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. But, I called to talk about busting in on your program about something that's really, really, really important. Stock up on your food. This crisis we are facing because of this madness of the Trump administration's war of choice is going to cost us a fortune. And I have been telling my friends for years, if you have a dehydrator, any vegetables, fruit, meat, whatever you can get from the farmer's market, do it and save it. The price of fertilizer is going up in this country. Farmers that I've been reading about, 77%. They have to feed their cattle. I heard the Coons commercial about, cattle and pork and whatever steak. They are not going to be able to feed their livestock. So that going to market may not happen. And if they can't grow the corn that is in all of our food, that's not going to happen. I have a dehydrator. And my husband has always messed with me for years. Why do we have so much food in the house? I said, we're not going to starve in here. So I just want to tell people to be prepared for this. And I'm sorry to change the topic.
No, not at all. Can I just say something since you're saying that?
This is alarming.
Do you know that a friend of mine is a reporter in Cleveland, and he was telling me that a lot of the, that meteor thing that was in the sky yesterday. I know you're in Florida, but that was a national story. It was like a big story, huge story.
I read it.
And and in Pittsburgh, we could see it like it was. We could reach up and touch it, and it looked like it was inflamed. You know how that is. It comes down into the atmosphere and burns until it goes. And I didn't hear that much here, but about people in Cleveland were afraid that was a rocket. That was a terrorist rocket, and then I thought to myself, "What the hell?" I guess I can understand that. Did that cross your mind at all? I mean, I'm telling you, when people saw it, they were like, because it looked like it. They thought it was a rocket, and it was, But I think people. All I'm saying is, what you're going on about the, save the groceries and this and that and all this type stuff and dehydrate this and that. So in case it's whatever, people in the back of people's minds right now, I think they're worried about this war that Trump and Israel got in there and that they're feeling vulnerable. That's all I'm saying.
Well, okay, but Iran doesn't have a rocket that can hit here. They just don't. And
that's not my point. That's not my point. They could have, you know what I'm saying. They could have shot it from anywhere, and it could. That's what people originally they thought it was. That's what it was. They're feeling vulnerable.
Okay, from a religious perspective, when things like this happen, I think God is trying to tell us something, and we're too stiff-necked to listen. So. Anyway,
what do you think God's telling us?
People.
What do you think God's telling us?
We're sinners. We don't. I'm not going to go into all this, but Oh, and I got my Ethiopian Bible today.
Oh, you told me to get one of those. I forgot. Yeah.
I got one. I'm going to compare it with the Schofield.
Oh, you're
Bible.
going on about when I tore that guy a new one last week about, oh, God, that was terrible. Yeah, and I'm still getting messages about that saying, Michael, that was, that guy, I just can't take that. Yeah, I can't take that.
Yeah,
I can't.
We've been misled.
I mean, look at.
Our Bible has.
Hey.
Our Bible has been reinterpreted, but you know what? The Ethiopian Bible has not been reinterpreted, nor has the Quran.
Hey, Cynthia, very quickly, since you and your husband travel a lot, I know you do a lot of cruises.
Let me tell you something.
But wait, can I ask you? Have you noticed the airfares?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. I was listening to Andy. I'm so glad we already locked in our airfare. We're going away in November. We're going to Australia, Singapore, and Bali. It would have killed us if we had waited to try to get airfare.
Yeah, check. Hey, go. Listen, I have to run here, Cynthia. I'm sorry, but go check out and see the comparison. All right, listen, we'll talk. Call me Friday. Yep, unbelievable. All right, Cynthia, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Hey, go compare. Before I go to break, real quick, Anthony, if you're still listening, call me back. I'll fit you in. 866-391-1020. When I got to you, you weren't there. Anthony from Oakland.
Having trouble keeping up with your electric bill? Duquesne Light Company can help customers manage costs through their Customer Assistance Program. Flexible payment plans, budget billing, rebates, and more. Duquesne Light realizes these are difficult times, and they are all committed to supporting our communities. Discover how you can save money and stay comfortable in your home year-round by visiting DuquesneLight.com/assistance. That's DuquesneLight.com/assistance.
Phase 4 Learning Center and the Tom Reed Armed Forces Career and Veterans Center are Pittsburgh-based nonprofit organizations that help people earn their high school diplomas along with various credentials to develop a career pathway through the workplace, higher education, and U.S. military. Phase 4 and the Tom Reed Armed Forces Career and Veterans Center provide hope and solutions through a unique mind, body, and spirit approach that reconnects the disconnected while addressing regional workforce needs.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
Y108 presents Odyssey, The Night Before, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, starring Jason Aldean.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? I'm Jason Aldean.
With special guests John Morgan and Shane Prophet. Wednesday, April 22nd, inside the Event Center at Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh.
So we have a little bit of fun. Y'all ready?
You can't buy a ticket to this show. You can only win your way in. Full details at y108.com. Presented by Miller Lite and brought to you by your local AAA travel office, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, Ross Park Mall, and Broken Bow Records.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
CBS News Brief. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard gave the House Oversight Committee an assessment of Iran's leadership.
The regime in Iran appears to be intact but largely degraded due to attacks on its leadership and military capabilities.
A heat dome now bringing record-high temperatures to western states is going to spread into the central U.S., says meteorologist Craig Allen.
The heat will linger and continue to get more intense as we go through the rest of this week and into the weekend. And by the weekend, there will be hundreds and hundreds of record-high temperatures set.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says the volume of the Epstein files has delayed a timely release of all of them.
Under the Epstein Transparency Act, we had 30 days to redact and release, under the law that was passed, 3 million documents. If you stack those up, that's the height of the Eiffel Tower.
CBS News Brief. I'm Michael Toscano.
Hello, KDKA listeners. This is Carlos, owner of Greater Pitt Tree Service. If you have any concerns about any trees on your property, call Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. We have an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. To serve your needs best, we have an ISA-certified arborist on staff. We have 32 years experience, 412-884-TREE. We will be your best choice for tree work. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. And remember, we did your neighbor's tree.
Planning for retirement isn't easy. If you don't know where to start, join Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors every Saturday at 1 for the Net Worth Financial Hour. Beth shares helpful tips and strategies that just might change the course of your retirement. Listen every Saturday at 1 to the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors. Net Worth Advisors, LLC, is a registered investment advisor.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Still a couple of flurries around early tonight, otherwise mainly cloudy, low 34. Clouds and a stray shower tomorrow, high 52. And then cloudy and warmer Friday with a couple of afternoon showers, high up to 62. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us tomorrow on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10, the last full day of winter, and March Madness begins. Did you fill out a bracket? Bill Hillgrove will help tomorrow at 8.
It's Michael Bartley on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Short show tonight. That's okay. That's okay. We got some calls in. We've had some fun. Don't forget, I'm not here tomorrow night. I'm always here Thursday night, but I'm not because I'm in for Larry on Friday morning. Okay. And when I have to do the morning show, I'm here at 4:00 in the morning. Okay. So be nice. And be nice to whoever's filling in for me tomorrow night. All right? Be nice. All right. Brandon McGinley is filling in. That's right. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg, for hitting me in the ear on that. Brandon McGinley, who writes for the PG. He's on the way to the right in politics that I am, but he's a friend. He's a good guy. Be nice to him. Very good guy. Very bright guy. All right, be nice to Brandon. Okay, Craig in West Virginia. Craig, you're on KDKA. Welcome back. I have some questions for you. Go ahead, though.
I'm going to run Brandon through the ringer, just so you know.
Oh, have you listened to Brandon before? He's good. He's a good guy. He's a bright guy.
Yeah, we talked the first time he hosted. We talked. I enjoyed the show. You're saying he's right? He's right side?
Oh, way more right than I am, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I asked him, and I said, not to send my business, but I can't tell if you're left or right.
Yeah,
and
what was his answer?
He said, yeah, he seemed like a really good guy.
What was his answer to that?
He just started laughing. He said, "Then I'm doing my job. If you don't know if I'm."
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't want to pigeonhole him. I don't want to, put him in stereotype him. But I think he's a little. I'm not going to say. I'll let that unravel itself. Maybe I'm wrong. I think so, though.
No, I think you're right. I actually do think you're right about that.
Yeah.
These gas prices, they're already affecting this country because evidently UPS didn't have enough gasoline to get Andy his meds.
Wait a minute. All right, now wait a minute. I quoted you the other day at a meeting. I said one of my callers who used to work in the oil and gas industry, and one of my priest friends who is not from Pittsburgh, but I was on a Microsoft Teams thing, and I said, he said that, and let me just say this again, Craig, because this was an eye-opener last week, and if you tell me if I'm wrong, he said that there's not one drop of OPEC oil in any gasoline tank in America right now, and that this since the Iran war, that last year Donald Trump had the oil executives, and to get on board, they gave him money, and he said, "I'll make y'all rich," and these prices have gone up 86 cents a gallon on average, and the only ones getting rich are the oil executives. Isn't that what you said to me?
I did, but one thing that I will correct you on, I said that there's not a single tank in Pennsylvania that has OPEC
in
oil.
Pennsylvania, okay.
Now, what I will say is that California, Nevada, Arizona, there's a really good chance that there could be OPEC oil in their gas tanks. And there's reasons for that. That's the way the pipeline was designed out of Refinery Alley, Texas, Louisiana. There's only one main pipeline to the West Coast. Now, there's big refineries in Washington State, places like that, but that oil is coming out of Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
But there could be OPEC oil in California.
Yeah, you said it was Canada and Mexico oil, but listen, as it relates to jet fuel, and I gave you the margin of price that the airline executives said that they were paying 2 days before Trump and Israel bombed Iran. They were paying whatever it was. It's like $1.40 more a gallon for jet fuel. That's direct causation because of this war, isn't it?
It is, but it's greedflation. It's no different to what I said the last time about Trump paying back his donors. Here's the thing, you have a barrel of fluid, which is normally a 55-gallon drum. Crude oil is 42-gallon. It's a 42-gallon drum, and that goes clear back to the 1800s, to where the only way you could transport oil was in horse and buggy, and they were using whiskey kegs, which were 42-gallon. That's where that comes from. And they kept that metric the entire time, 42-gallon. Out of a 42-gallon drum of crude oil, you get about 20, 22, 23 gallons of gasoline for a vehicle. You get about 12, 13, 15 gallons of diesel fuel out of that. You only get about 3 to 5 gallons of jet fuel out of that. It got to be refined so much. It almost sets like, you ever seen a beer, a Black and Tan?
Mm-hmm.
When that barrel sets there, it separates itself, and certain parts of that makes the certain types of fuel. But once again, this is only a 2.5, 3 week old war. The oil, the prices are not here yet. They shouldn't be here yet. This is nothing more than greedflation.
All right.
Before,
all right. So since you said that, here's what I want to ask you and bring this up. And I know you're only one guy. And some people that even worked in that industry may have different opinions. I get that, but
they'll be wrong.
But here's the thing. Today, or it was last night, because of the time difference, whatever it was, Iran caused panic in Qatar. Was it the UAE? It could have been Saudi Arabia. Those other countries caused panic because it was either Israel or us. We bombed those oil properties. Yes, we did. Okay, and owned by Iran and in Iran. Okay, they vowed.
And it was Israel bombing.
Okay, but Iran vowed to take out more oil refinery, whatever those properties are, in Qatar, and then it caused great panic because of instability with oil.
See, here's the ugly thing about the oil industry in America. Literally around the world, but America especially. You hear on the news, the nightly news, 6:30, you hear him say that Saudi Arabia is going to idle down 1 million barrels a day, and you're like, oh my God, 1 million barrels. We could use 1 million barrels in 1 hour and 10 minutes. We could use 1 million barrels. We use 18 million barrels a day. We use 330 million gallons of gasoline a day. And now I told you, you only get 22 gallons out of a drum, and we use 330 million. So when you hear these rumors or these stories or these threats, I guess you'd want to call it, that we're going to idle down 1 million barrels a day, our gas prices should change 1 penny, nothing more. But guess what they do? They jack it up 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. What's going on with this war has not hit America yet in the oil industry and these prices. Now, are they planning?
And how do you say that when it's the average is 86 cents a gallon higher?
Well, I will tell you what happened. And here's another thing I want to touch on, and I want to drill this in people's heads. They talk about, well, they're still not as high as they were under President Biden. President Biden had high oil prices because of transportation, because of COVID. These prices today are because of Donald Trump's war. Two, it's apples and oranges. It ain't even close. But just the oil industry itself, when you look at what happened during COVID, the prices in California, because once they cut off Russian oil, that's what the California vehicles are running on, Russian oil. They have the refinery. There are 17 refineries in California. They would bring it from Russia, which is right there. Sarah Palin can see Russia from her front back porch. You heard that. and it's less expensive to bring in the Russian oil than to refine it in Louisiana and pipe it all the way out there, or truck it all the way out there, or train it all the way out there. Gavin Newsom was the only governor that gave I believe it was a $2,000 check to every individual 18 and older that had a registered car to their name. Overnight, gas went up in California $1 a gallon. Just because they knew the people would have the money to buy the gas. That's where we're at.
All right, now let me ask you this. Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say, is this Donald Trump's fault or the oil industry's fault? This is the oil industry's fault. But Donald Trump and anybody who knows anything about the oil industry knew that this would happen. Right. He's not blind to this. This is not hitting him blindside. And he just now took the sanctions off of Russia to allow Russia to start bringing oil into America again. That should make people's heads spin.
That should make people's heads spin. And look, okay, now yesterday Trump said, when they asked him about the spike in oil and gas prices, and people are mad. They are. Don't worry about that. No doubt. But you don't hear it from the Trumpers. And, the gas prices under Joe Biden, it was the end of the world. He was the worst. He was this. He was that. But under Trump, the gas prices now that skyrocketed, they don't care. And which is, there it is. I'm just saying. And I'm not taking it back. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Trump said yesterday, when asked, he said, hey, don't worry about it. When this war is over, gas prices are going to drop like a rock. That's a lie.
They are going to come down. No ifs, ands, buts about it, because that's just the way the market works. And the way this is going to play out, they're going to run this war out to where I forget how many days it is for the War Powers Act before you got to go to Congress. I forget how many months a president can do this before that.
But let me tell you something. Craig. Let me tell you something. But I want you to answer that question. But let me tell you something. This thing becomes more complicated every day. Do you understand? This is the Middle East. Do you understand? And so we're not going to pick up and take our ball and bat and go home just like that. This is getting more complicated every single day.
These people are not going to surrender. He's going to declare a victory. I am telling you with 100% certainty, these people will not surrender to the very last citizen walking in that country. They will not surrender. It is not going to happen. And I got a very close tie to that country. And one of these days, I told Pratt last night, I'll go into that story. I dated a girl that lived in Tehran for quite a few years. These people are not going to quit. I don't know how much time I have, but I really wanted to touch base on Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm gonna make this a longer segment. You're my last caller. Go ahead.
Okay. Tulsi Gabbard, I've been worried to death about, the Heritage Foundation. Are they outsmarting the Democratic Party? And when I say that, I'm thinking of things like everybody knew that the tariffs were wreaking havoc on America. Was it planned that the 3 Republican judges voted against that on purpose? That way Donald Trump gets to save face? That's the way I think about the Heritage Foundation. Now, when I look at Tulsi Gabbard today, what she said was that there was no imminent threat whatsoever. Here's my question. Are these people not going to go to jail like Roger Stone and Bannon, or is she a mole? Because I'm telling you, that was unbelievable that she made it perfectly clear that there was no imminent threat coming from Iran.
I thought so too. She backed up. She backed up that guy. What I say his name was Kent, her number 2. She didn't disagree with what he said, and he resigned, saying there was no imminent threat.
And like I said,
and the bombing from the United States and Israel was unnecessary. He said it.
He made it very, very clear. Listen, he was surrounded by people in his first term that was willing to go to jail for him, go to prison for him. He don't have those people now. Kristi Noem is not going to go to prison for Donald Trump. Tulsi Gabbard is not going to go to prison. He has one person, Stephen Miller. He will go to jail for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Other than that, these people are either going to resign or they're going to tell the truth under oath. And, listen, this country is in a bad way. It truly is.
Fascinating stuff. It really is. All right, Craig, thank you so much. I'm glad you were my last caller. I don't know if you've ever were my last caller, but I
think one time back in May.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, Craig. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call. Talk soon.
All right, Mike.
All right, I'll have some final thoughts coming up. Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio, KDKA.
We're only 36 days until the draft. Everything you need to know surrounding the draft is right here. It's brought to you by Bill Few Associates Wealth Management, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania is committed to the communities they serve, ensuring that all their customers stay safe and warm in their homes during the cold winter months. To ensure that no one goes without heat when the temperatures drop, Columbia Gas offers energy efficiency and bill payment assistance programs to make their customers' lives easier. To learn more about the valuable services available through Columbia Gas, call 1-888-460-4332 or visit online at columbiagaspa.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTRCM.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Welcome back. A couple final thoughts here. Michael Bartley with you. Don't forget. Some of you get mad at me when I'm not here on Thursdays because we kind of have our own little reality, don't we? We do. We get rocking on a lot of political stuff, and it's late at night. We're not hurting anybody. I can have a great conversation with Andy or Craig or whomever. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And we like to spar, and it's good. We do it on Saturdays, too. But I can't be here tomorrow night because I'm doing the Big K Morning Show on Friday morning and on Monday morning for my main man, Larry Richard, okay? But, I started the program several hours ago before we went to the Pirate game. You might, listen, if you're traveling this summer, and I was looking for airfares for a late May graduation party in Florida and some other trips over the summer. And I'm serious. I was shocked because I know what I pay for that flight. And it was probably, honestly, $200 more. I couldn't believe it. So don't tell me that we're not being impacted here. Don't even tell me that. We are directly being impacted. And look at gas prices. Jeez. Oh, if this was Joe Biden, they'd be crucifying him, the MAGA crazies. Come on. You know that to be true. And then they get mad when we criticize Trump. And you know what I say? You taught us well. I remember every word that came out of your mouth criticizing and tearing Joe Biden and Barack Obama apart. And then you're going to go and cry? You're going to go lay down in your bedroom, lay down and cry because people are criticizing your God? No, we're not intimidated, believe me. But listen, I don't know how long this war is going to last. I don't. Nobody does. Trump says it's going to be over soon, but I never believe him. I don't know what that means. To me, it seems like it's getting more complicated by the day. However, if you're traveling this summer, look, and you're flying, do you wait or lock it in? I don't know. I'm going to have to get maybe Friday morning, I'm going to have to get an airline person on here to talk. Do we wait, hoping that the war ends, or do we do it now if the war doesn't end because it'll be tripled again or doubled again? I couldn't believe how high the fares were. Honestly, I couldn't. I just couldn't. So, and I just drive to Rehoboth Beach for one vacation. I'll drive up to Conneaut Lake for another vacation. I'm fine. I drive to the shore. I'm fine with that. If I go to the Midwest, I can drive, but the ghost gas prices are going to be something else too. Woo! But anyway, start looking at it because it's not all the routes, but you just start looking at it. It's complicated. And it's I'm telling you, I couldn't believe it. If you call me and tell me I'm wrong, go ahead and do it. All right, I will see you. I'm off tomorrow. I will see you Friday morning, bright and early, 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Big K Morning Show. In the meantime, thanks so much for tonight. Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Lenny McAllister.
Start with the gas prices. They're hitting 3-year highs. Americans are getting to a point in time where they're going to ask questions not just about, is this a geopolitical wise thing to do to attack Iran now. Gas prices are not just you getting gas in your car and going someplace for spring break. This is going to be groceries, other types.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe